Hey, this is JC and welcome to Small Brick City, where we want to help you build a Lego city regardless of the space you have. In this video, we're going to have a look at a collection of small builds for a custom Lego city. Small builds like this add detail to a custom Lego city, and I feel they're very important to connect different buildings and different sections of your city together. Many times when you have a look at a Lego city, you basically see different builds on base plates placed next to each other, and maybe there are road plates to connect everything together. But other than that, the space can seem very sparse. I always encourage people to add in small builds like this to fill up space in your Lego city because it makes it more realistic and also adds visual variety to the city layout. Think about it. There are generally two types of Lego cities when you watch them on YouTube or you see photos. One type of city seems like different Lego sets or MOCs or buildings placed together to form some kind of layout. And when your eyes look over the city, you're basically looking at the buildings one at a time, and that's how you take in the city. The other type of Lego city is much more seamless and is seen as a whole because every build and section flows seamlessly from one to the other. So when you take in that type of Lego city visually, you see it as a whole and you see many different things all at once rather than individual builds placed together. And the latter is the sort of Lego city I advocate. You want a seamless, integrated city just like a real city. And small builds like this really helps to pull everything together. So in this video, let's have a look at this extra pack. And this focuses on lights and small builds for Lego City. So I'm going to open it and build the elements inside, and let's have a look at what we get. And these are the small builds you get with this extra pack. It's the light set 40312. And let's start off from this end over here. This is a simple bench. It's just made with two modified lock bricks and a 2x6 plate, but you do get this decorated tile, which is a telephone, so that's great if you don't have that. Over here we have two lights. Now these are quite short, but they may work well for the entrance to a road or maybe the entrance to a house where you might have a garden with a pathway leading down to the house. Over here we have a newspaper box. Personally, I don't really like this. It's a bit unrealistic. However, it is effective in terms of the parts it uses and what it's supposed to symbolize. I have seen other better built newspaper boxes, but you get a decorated tile, and this is not too common. In fact, it says the greatest hero ever. Personally, I don't even think I have this particular tile, so it's worth it to be included with this set. Over here we have a camera with a lens, and this is in lime green, and this is a fairly common part. Now this is something pretty new, at least new to me, and that's the reason I bought this particular set. It is a handheld lantern, like a kerosene lantern, perfect for a lighthouse keeper or maybe if you go camping. There's a minifig can hold it over here, and inside of course is a trans yellow round brick. This is a letterbox or mailbox or postbox, depending what you call it where you're in the world. Very simple build. It uses this red cupboard piece or oven piece, and it's got this tile piece, which is like a roof, more like a roof piece rather. And that just goes on like that. In a previous video where I showed the extra sticker pack, I showed a build for a mailbox with a rounded top. I think that looks a bit better, and that uses a rounded tile piece. And you can check out the video in the link above or in the description to see how that looks like. We've got two lampposts. This is the standard lamppost that you might get with any expert modular building. This one is similar, except that you have an additional modified brick. And I think this is the first time I've seen this modified brick, which has one stud in front and one on the side. Have you seen this before? Is this new, or is this in many different sets? But of course the function of the modified brick is so that you can put what looks like street signs here. I think this looks a bit strange to me personally. I think the way I would have done that is probably just have two regular modified bricks, place them one on top of each other so you get something like that. So one is on top of each other like that. So I would personally prefer that, and if you build that, then you don't need this special modified brick with two studs. You can just get the regular modified brick with one stud in front, place one above, one below, and you can put them in right angles just like that. But in any case, this is how the build is when you get it with this set. Overall, I think this is a great set. Generally, the extra packs are good, especially if you do not have the parts and you do want to have a bunch of small builds or spare parts to really detail your Lego city. So that's a bunch of builds that you get with the Xtra pack, I do have some of my own builds over here, and I'm going to share it with you right now. Over here we have 2 street benches and an elaborate lamppost. Let's start off with the benches first, starting with this one. So the bench seat is made from 2 1x6 tiles. I'm going to remove that so that you can see the construction of the bench. There are 3 of these modified plates with closed bar parts, and there are these, I believe these are, yes, robot arms, which come up and hold this 5 stud long or 6 stud long bar. Now that's a very effective backrest, looks pretty good. And for the base itself, it uses 2 of these corner plates. So that's a corner plate. Now, let me just take that out, with a stud on top, and there's a stud below for the legs. So that forms the main support or the legs for the bench. So check out the studs, that's 6 studs all together, and then you take the tiles, put it on top, and you get quite a nice bench, just like that. This bench here is simpler, I think, because it uses less parts, but its difference in constructions, it's probably more modern looking. Now this is a 1x4 tile, but you can use 1x6 tiles and make this a longer bench. So this is just to show you the variety. And what you're using is 2 sets of these hinged parts. So these are the hinged parts with the sort of a gear or ratchet effect, so it can be held in place. But if you don't have these parts, you could also use the modified plate with the bar element and the modified plate with a clip. So those will work as well. And then you put studs underneath, and for the top you can put a jumper plate over here. And the reason for the jumper plate is so that you can seat a minifig on. You could also use a 2x4 plate if you like. The same for this as well. Instead of the 1x6, you could put a 1x6 plate instead of a tile, so that you can seat a minifig. Well, that's it for the benches. Let's have a look at the lampposts. And this is a European style lamppost, and this is actually designed for my gastro alley, which is my food street mock. If you'd like to check that out, you can check it out in the link in the card above or the description below. This is more elaborate because there are double lamps. And let's do the breakdown first. So I'm going to take this out. Now this is a sign, but it doesn't have a street sign, but I'm going to apply one with the sticker pack in just a bit. That's a modified brick. That's a regular lamppost base. This is an antenna bar part, and what we have here is a stud with a hole inside, so that you can put that in, and you can put this into the bottom of a modified brick. Now this modified brick is the one with studs on all 4 sides, okay? So it's not just the one with studs on the front or on 2 sides, it's on all 4 sides. And what I'm using over here are tab elements with modified, not modified, but just studs with a hole as well. You get that dish part and the regular lamp minifig transparent part. And this becomes the holder for the lamps. They go on either side of the modified brick. And just to cover up the studs on the front, you use 1x1 black tiles. And the top is just a regular black stud. And then you place everything together like that, and you get a really nice European style lamp post. And for this is the sign. So if I were to do this, of course I would turn this so that it looks like that. And for the sign, well, I talked about using a sticker pack. Well, this is the Xtra sticker pack, which I'm really fond of, and if you've seen a couple of my past videos, I've been really utilizing these stickers. So it comes with a bunch of street signs over here. So for my gastro alley, I think I'm going to call it Clutch Road. So the street it's on, it's Clutch Road, but the name of the food street is Gastro Alley. So I'm going to place this on. Now you could use a 1x3. This was made for a 1x3 tile. So tell you what, I'm going to look for a 1x3 white tile, and I'm going to use that instead of this 1x4 piece. And I found a 1x3 tile, so I'm going to use that instead of the 1x4. And this goes onto the street sign and onto the lamppost. And now I do have a Clutch Road, and now I have a European style lamppost and street sign. I hope you enjoyed these small builds and you can use them for your Lego city to add variety and density. If you have got any other suggestions for small builds that can spruce up a Lego city, do leave them in the comments. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and check out these two videos before you go.